All right, there's my face. Next phase in this whole buggy turbo project, I've calculated my compression height, which is, calculated my deck height, which is the ratio between the piston and the cylinder when it's sitting at top dead center. So mine's 50 thou of an inch, and compression ratio, after talking with a couple guys, looking online, all that, it's was around 7.5 to 1. With it being turbo, stock cylinders, stock head, not forged pistons, I'm dropping that way down to about 6.2, 6.3 to 1. So I've ordered up cylinder shim kit, 90,000 on the base, and I'm doing a 30 thou head gasket, so I got 120 thou extra that I'm throwing into it. That should knock me down around 6.2, somewhere in there, which should make this motor survive a little longer. Ordered up the base shims from CB Performance because they make 90 thou shims, and head shims I got from California Import Parts, cip1.ca.com. Anyhow, order a lot of shit from them. They're free shipping, so on orders over $100, which it was like $12 for shim kits. It was disgustingly cheap. So hopefully this will help keep my motor engine together longer. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for all that stuff to come in, we are going to header wrap. This is DEI exhaust header. As you can tell, it comes in dry. I measured it to length. It says in the directions not to soak it, but only to slightly moisten it. I have header wrapped a lot of things in my life, and I haven't had any issues full-blown soaking the header wrap. I like to not run it at, exhaust temperatures until all the water's evaporated, but we are going to wrap the header because even just testing and whatnot, I have burned myself on these. I have a silicone coating on here. You can buy it separately with DEI's header wrap kits, and it's highly recommended. It keeps your pipes looking cleaner, keeps the wrap looking cleaner, makes it more water resistant, waterproof, whatever you want to call it. So to header wrap, I am running the hottest of hot freaking water. I'm also doing this in my kitchen because I'm a bachelor and I don't have a girlfriend to tell me to not to, so it works out well for me. I half-ass clean my kitchen for you guys. Very emphasis on the half-ass. So I am soaking the header wrap in the hottest of hot water my water tank will produce. That allows it to stretch out a little easier. And then you can get tighter wind on it. Also, I got my dicks out, Dick's Trucking. They're one of my customers at work. They're really awesome guys to deal with. So after you get it all hot and steamy and wet and soaky, which again, DEI does not recommend, you kind of just thread it through and wrap it. They say 1/4 inch overlap on the on the inside radiuses of all my pipes. It's going to be probably about a 90% overlap, and that should be okay. I also have wire ties to hold it all in place. I'm not putting one at the top because if I do this right, it should be self-holding. So I also cut, they have a recommended length gauge and whatnot. It's on 2-inch wrap for every foot of header. On 1.5 inches, it's I think 33 inches of header wrap they recommend, but I've always just wrapped the whole goddamn pipe, overlapped it more than I think I'm going to, then add an extra foot. This stuff isn't stupid cheap, but it's not stupid expensive either, so I'm fine with cutting some off in the end. And yeah. So you get it. Watch me pull my pipes. Again, try to get it as tight as humanly possible. That'll help trap the heat in, keep the dirt out. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. And I do have an O2 bung for the AEM wideband O2 sensor that I'm going to be running. I haven't 100% figured out how I'm going to get around this without having huge gaps down the sides, but I'm figuring I'm going to go right over it, cut a little tiny hole, throw a hose clamp around that to hold it in place, and pray that that works out. If you do have a wife, girlfriend, mom, don't do this in the kitchen. Wait till spring, or go to your buddy's heated garage or something and do it more better then. So yeah, you guys gotta watch me wrap. Awesome. The footage that I lost was of me building this flange for the turbo here. It's 3/8 thick, maybe 1/2 inch thick. Can't remember what I used, but hole saw, 2 holes on a drill press. Slowest I could make the hole saw, because that will save your hole saw bits, especially when you get into some of the bigger 3-inch, 4-inch holes. It took forever to drill, and it was a long, painstaking video. Also, this header wrap will stain your hands. It washes off easy. I got snap-ons stuff. Maybe I'll take you on a tour of my shower one day. Maybe not. And that sounds weird up until you actually see it. So yeah, something some of my friends were telling me to do is put an LS in it, because everyone's LS swapping everything with turbos. And as cool as that would be, that shit is not gonna happen. There's a guy I know in town here, he has a Beetle, and he just swapped, what was it, EJ18 into it. So I've seen it, and it was kind of half-ass hodgepodge together, but it was up and running, and you know what, all the power to him for doing it on the cheap. And he was out running it in winter because he could, because he has heat now. There we go. Woo! So I had a little spot where it was kind of bunching up because of the bend up here going into a straight section where it tapers. So all I did was just fucking reef on her. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Now that I'm into the straight section, it should wrap up a little nicer. And I'm going to be doing all my primary tubes as well, but I figured I'd just do this one for now. So you see, I fell a little short on my cut. So since I'm cinched up fairly tight up in, especially in this area here, I'm just going to unwrap it, re-soak it in the hot water, and open up my gaps just a hair. And that will give me more room in the bottom end. Oh yeah. This is one of those times I'm really glad I have a black sink. So yay, you get to watch me do this twice. What else have I done? Oh, I got new valve covers. I got those from Concept One when I was in there last week. I got them, well, the one drilled and tapped for the oil drain. I could have gone into my pan, but I figured, what the hell, it's gonna be easier routing, hopefully, for the oil drain. Oh, Jesus, that sucks. Just go straight back into a valve cover. And I also got Scat aluminum gold push rod 2-piece tubes, double O-ring sealed, so there we go. We're starting to look better now. Now the other thing that I got going is I got my oven behind me on to 200 degrees, and I'm gonna bake the moisture off. Yeah, that's gonna be way better. So I'll throw it in there for half hour or so, shut the oven down, and just let her stew in her own heat. And hopefully this all pans out in the end and I actually have a turbo buggy that works. Otherwise, all this video will be, instead of how to turbo your air-cooled Volkswagen, it'll be how not to, which still might be interesting. So again, DEI cells, stainless steel header ties. You can use whatever the hell you want, hose clamps, header ties, baling wire. Oh, come on. The other thing, I do have a tip planned for this. I don't know what day that's going to be coming, but, or what day I'm going to fabricate it, I should say. Oh, come on. This is really a pain in the ass to do. Get one or two more clicks out of it. Woo. There we go. So, clamp's just on there. Bend and break off this end. It's nice and flush. Nothing's gonna catch on your thumb, fingers, what have you. It's tight wrap, and now we get to go. It's warm. Into the oven at 200 for about a half hour. There we go, that's better. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and wash up, have a good day. Like I was saying, I got CSP valve covers, tap for the oil drain. I'm probably going to go top center for the catch cam when I do that. I haven't worked out. I know where the catch cam is going to go. Fairly sure how I know the lines are going to run, but I'm waiting until the engine's back in the car, and then I can work all that stuff out. I do have some spare room. I got my oil filter location planned, but that's going to be another video. So, all right. I got the exhaust pipe all finished wrapped. I re-moistened this area here, and threw a hose clamp on to suck the exhaust header wrap tight. Then I let that dry, pulled the clamp off, coated everything in the silicone spray, then just cut it flush with a razor blade. It turned out really well. I'm happy with it, relatively speaking. I mean, I could always do it again, do it better, merge this pipe a little longer so I get less of this punching in this area, but generally speaking, I'm happy with it. So I used DEI's high temp silicone coating. This is an old can that I had laying around and just finished it off on this. So baked it at 400 degrees as per directions, and yeah, this is the end result. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Actually, I don't care about liking and subscribing. Comment though. Let me know if I'm being an idiot, if I'm doing something wrong. If you have a better way of doing something, I'm always willing to learn and listen. So, yeah, thanks. Have a great day.